Hey, thanks for joining me today. It's currently going to be May. Things in South Texas are getting a little warmer. I'm guessing the pandemic maybe it's going down. I don't know. I mean, things like I said, things just seem to keep getting better. And with that in mind, I think to myself, well, you know what, I wanna go out more. Been talking to my friends, making more plans. Of course, back in March, I went to AEW that came to San Antonio, and so did Jess Dunham. I also went to see him in April, and yeah, like I was saying, as things get warmer, I want to go out more. And one thing that I think of sometimes is PAX South. Now we usually have that in January, but as of um, as of October of 2021, Reedpop made the announcement that it was going to be canceled indefinitely. Mostly because of lack of attendees over the years and COVID, So after hearing the news, I was real sad about it, and just a lot of thoughts were coursing through my mind. So I was like, whatever. But yeah, when I was just thinking of what I want to do this year, and I think of PAX South, I was wondering what other people were saying. So of course, I looked at Reddit, and I kind of agreed to a lot of what they were saying. So I kind of went through it, and probably gonna do that right now again. Yeah, so I mean, there's just a lot that's being said on Reddit. Some people saying that San Antonio is just not the kind of place for like game developers, or but then it's kind of strange saying that because the city, I think, it kind of like builds this idea that it's a small, only like a place for tourism. But I mean, when you really look at the numbers, I mean, yes, I think it's like number 5 or number 6, and the population, which is right behind Phoenix. Um, and like a lot of like it's technology and engineering is in like military, science, medical, and especially like the finance. So it's just kind of weird, strange how the city, how people view the city. Um, yeah, they also seem to say that there's just not like a lot of like gamers in the city, but really I think there is. I mean, just in small communities. So yeah, I think that's what we need. I think the city needs more, gamers, out there to come out and be like, yeah, maybe something like that can help the city, or gamers, help the gamers. And I guess I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, another thing that I see a lot on Reddit is just people just saying that PAX South was just all about just making money, but of course, I mean, what convention isn't like that? I mean, but I do agree. It's just bringing people to come down here. And that's the other thing too, is saying that it was just a bad time, because like I said, PAX South is held during January, and usually during January there's like a lot going on before and going afterwards. You have holidays that are just over. You then have CES that's coming along, and then right when January is coming to an end is the Super Bowl. So sometimes people can say like, that's one of the reasons why not a lot of people attended, or developers didn't come. But I think that's not it's not like they're following. It's not like PAX South followed right on those days. I mean, they just happened to fall in the middle, and I don't think maybe developers don't want to come because of that. But I think people in general are just like, well, I just spent a lot of money on holidays, or I just spent a lot of money getting ready for a Super Bowl, so I don't have enough money to go to PAX. And maybe that can be one of the reasons. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, more and more I see just people saying CES. Some of that is kind of being thrown around, but I don't think CES is really so much for consumers, for me or for you. I think CES is mostly meant for like businessmen and like investors. They host that event. An investor see something they like, they'll put their money in. But businessmen, they'll see it like, hey, I see the cool new laptop or new electronic that they just came out. I want to put it on my shelves and sell it, or I want to buy it for my company. I don't know. And people like me, I mean, we kind of get interested in it because we watch, streamers, we watch journalists who show these stuff, and I'm like, oh, cool, I want to buy it. So, and yeah, see, yet you're not really gonna see like so much game developers. Maybe people who like maybe a pack one or pack, but read pub. Maybe they want to bring like developers, like electronic developers, like Asus or can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, like people who make hardware, computer hardware. If they want to bring people like them, maybe they might have a little trouble trying to go to CES and then a week, 2 weeks later to pack. Maybe that can be a difficulty there. Again, more people are saying that yes, is PAX South could have probably been better, like in Austin, Dallas, Houston. A few people are even saying Oklahoma. I guess basically they're trying to say that San Antonio isn't really like a tech savvy city, but I kind of disagree with that a little bit. I mean, when it comes to technology, like yeah, I mean there's jobs like in the military, science and engineering, medical, and of course the city makes a lot of its money from financial deals. And then of course we have events like San Japan, and then another was Alamo City Comic Con, replaced by I think it's called Big Tech's Comic Con, and I mean those really do draw like a lot of people to it, but for whatever reason, PAX South just did it. I don't know exactly why. I don't know. One thing I have noticed lately though is in the city we do seem to have a growth in like people that are content creators and influencers, but it just doesn't seem like we really have the kind that can drive gamers. And even the ones that we do have, you don't quite see them popping up on like YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram. It's always people that are elsewhere, and so I think maybe that also might be a problem, in San Antonio when it comes to gaming. Yeah, and people are saying PAX South, which is about bringing in money. I mean, but what convention isn't like that? Go figure. A lot of people also pointing out that blaming COVID was just a cop out. I don't know. That's strange. I mean, yeah, I think COVID is just kind of weird, I think, because I was able to go to the 2020 event, which was just about 2 months prior to COVID really taking over. And I think that was really weird, because, I mean, when I was watching the news, it's like there was the whole, I think, impeachment going on, and talks of something going on in China, but no one was really sure. And I don't know, just going to PAX South at that time seemed normal, but then you would see that one or two people wearing masks, and to me I'm thinking like, okay, if you're doing that for safety, that's good, but if you're doing it because you're sick, then why are you doing it here? So I don't know, it just felt weird, at that time. But then, March comes, everything's canceled, all events. And even then, that was also pretty weird because when March came around, I think there was supposed to be South by Southwest. Everyone canceled there. And then here in the city, there were venues that were like, hey, you know what, if you're not, I guess like local bands, we're going to go to Austin. But since the whole event was canceled, those venues, those places were shooting up like, hey, come down here, we'll have an event. And then that was just strange because then it's like, why are you doing this, man? We're having a pandemic, and then of course the next day those people are like, no, never mind, we're canceling it. I mean, that whole event was just weird. But but then I think what's really strange, I mean, but then like a year later passes by. I don't remember exactly when, but I know it was announced that PAX was gonna have an event during the summer. People went, and then right around the same time, the whole Delta variant started coming around, and then next thing you know, I think one person came out saying that he was infected, and then before you know it, a lot of other people started coming out saying that yeah, they were also affected, and I think that kind of maybe pushed Reed Pop to maybe cancel PAX South, because then they're looking at it from a financial standpoint and saying, well, PAX South wasn't really drawing a lot of people. There's now these variants that are coming out. We just had one bad experience. I mean, people came, but shortly after, people got infected. No telling that if they were to have one in January, if things were going to get any better or worse. And financially speaking, it just wouldn't be worth taking that bigger risk. Might as well just cancel it. And I think the fact that there was never really a big growth over the years, it just pushed them further. Like, no, just cancel the whole thing. So then, yeah, whatever. And I think the main thing that people are just saying is that, yeah, PAX South didn't really seem to bring like a lot of people over, like game developers, It just seemed real, real small. And other times I went, yeah, I agree. It felt more like just going to another mini event that the city has every once in a while. There's always something that's going on, or used to, I don't know anymore now. But, you would always have something that's going on, whether it's like anime, gaming, maybe have a booth or two where someone will get invited over, but that's about it. And I think that PAX South just for like a slightly bigger version of it, So yeah, just a lot of people are just hoping that, that Reed Pop would change their mind and hopefully one of these years bring PAX South back, bring them back again. If not PAX South, maybe someone can bring a convention promoting gaming, So to me, like if I were gonna throw a gaming convention in San Antonio, I think I would try to bring as much as I can that's related to gaming. So of course, there's gonna be your any developer booth, but of course I would also try to bring in those big AAA games. Get Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, try to get them to come along, show off their games. Trying out games online, demos, or seeing people play is one thing, but just to have a big name brand come and being in their booth, I think that would be awesome. I think that would really draw people to come. of course, I think also we need. I would also try to bring in like maybe like New A or GameStop. Yeah, I mean, try to bring them in over here, uh, just as a way to show off their sites, show off what they sell. I mean, yeah, you can buy some of the stuff from Amazon, but just to have them here, be like, oh wow, that's cool. You know, another cool reason to go. And then also try to bring in like the kind of stuff that you would see like at a mall, like kiosk. You know, I mean, selling exclusive merch, or like simple as controllers or cases. You know, um, even I don't know, Logitech does it anymore, but I know they used to sell gaming controllers. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that would just be cool. I don't know. What do you say? I mean, what else would I bring? Oh, and another thing. One thing I would definitely bring is like, of course, uh, then of course I try to bring like hardware developers. You know, the Aces. It was the EVGA, Corsair. Try to show off their latest stuff, whether it's a motherboard or GPU, the cooling stuff. You know, NZXT. Also bring them along. I don't know who else. I mean, there's just so many different brands. I can't really think off the top of my head what I try to bring, but I would bring them. You know, because surely, I mean, when you're playing games, it has to be someone who loves building their own PC. You know, uh, and if it's not behind the case, it's also custom builders. You know, that would also be pretty cool. And then of course try to bring popular streamers. Try to bring them to the booth. Have them bring their own booth over. I think that would be pretty cool. And then of course, where there are streamers, there's more merch selling. Vendors selling. You know, people who want to start their own streaming site. You know, selling mics, headphones, cameras. Oh, excuse me, lights, and what is it? Yeah, just equipment. You know, I mean, yeah, they'll show off like the most expensive stuff, but for people who are beginning and they can't afford it, then yeah, they're gonna sell you the $50, $100 ones. You know, I think that would be pretty cool. Try to bring in also retro game developers. No, not well, yeah, I guess retro gamers. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, retro consoles, retro PC builders. You know, I know there's plenty of people that I watch that go out to thrift stores, go out to warehouses that they're selling what look like beat up 1980s, you know, PCs. Take it home. Okay, so like I was trying to say, I would try to bring retro builders, people who buy retro consoles or PCs. I do follow people who go to thrift stores or like these old warehouses, and they're selling beat up computers from the 80s. Take them home, refurbish them, fix them up as if they were brand new, and just show them off. And then of course play old games that belong to, show old apps that they used to run. And I think that's fun. And then there's also people who go so far to actually build their own apps for those games. And I think, yeah, like bringing those people in. And then of course, your tabletop, your card games, tournaments, people playing retro consoles. Bring all those people to that convention. I mean, all that under one umbrella, the gaming umbrella, I guess you could say. And I think that's what I would try to bring. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, would there be any other? What would you bring? In other words, I don't know. So, yeah. I mean, I'm sad. PAX South was canceled, but hopefully, in the future, we'll get another one. That's not them. Someone else. I mean, it's done before. I mean, there was what was it? Iowa City Comic Con. That kind of grew big, but I guess he had some financial issues, so they had to, cancel. And then of course, Big Tex comes along, and now that's growing, and hopefully I get to go to that one. But until then, yeah, I hope we can see a new gaming convention here in San Antonio.